Hey YouTube, this is Farm 51 here. Alright, a little update on the white demonstrator cub. I got me a rear rock shaft and rod here for the lift, and that was really straight when there was absolutely no bends in it whatsoever. And everything, I may want to replace some bushings in there. They're a little loose, not bad, but got my battery box fixed, welded it up, and fixed everything, all the holes that were in it, and just went ahead just for kicks. I painted the light, attached all that back on here. So, and a friend of mine gave me the blue piece here, which I'm gonna repaint that. That's the old Ford blue, but I've got a darker blue that's more closer to the original Dykes blue that they used on the implements. But replace the springs in it. But this is the latch bar for the two-way plow, and the other plow, I'll show you that in a minute. I haven't cleaned this plow up yet. I just cleaned the moldboard up and seen what the paint would look like, and it's a little too light for what it should look like. In fact, on the other plow, when I was sanding it down, you could read Cub two-way plow right across here, and then the McCormick decal was right here, about right there. So other than that, I did power wash the Cub the other day, and it showed up quite a bit of white paint all through it. So that's part of the battery box there, and I got the lid up here. But I went ahead and I know I'm probably get a new one because it had some pretty bad rust in the bottom, and I've got all that fixed. I may keep it, just depends on how much money I've got when I go to redo it. But like I say, I've got all the rigging on here that's supposed to go on here. The lever here is for the pitch control, and that takes your drawbar and pushes it up or down to get your pitch right. Like when you want to open up a field, you can go ahead and turn the plow down more to where it will dig, and then level it out a little bit once you get your first pass, or second pass there. But that's what I've done on that. And then my other Cub, I finally got it back going. It had a points issue. So that's the 50 and the 51 Cubs. Alright, I'll go ahead and I'll show you the other plow. This is the left-hand plow, and this is a 189 two-way plow for the Cub. Here's the other plow. This is the right-hand moldboard. Like I say, I've already primed it. I'm getting ready to paint here in a little bit. And I've got some coulters for it to pick through. Got to see which one will work the best. I'm going to take one of the yokes here and change it around to make it work on the left side. And I've already tried that and it'll work. So I was kind of worried about that, because probably finding the left-hand coulter yoke there would probably kind of hard for a Cub, unless you want to pay for it. But well, that's the two sets there, and I'm gonna, whichever set looks the best, I'm gonna clean them up, and I'll probably clean them up the first of the week and go ahead and attach them. And when I get ready to paint the two plows, like I said, I've just started on this one here, so which it wasn't that bad. I've got a I use the wire wheels, but I like to use these sanding discs, and I find that any imperfections or whatever they'll sort of smooth it out. I know most of you know that the cast is not really smooth, and I like to keep it that way. So I do not smooth down the roughness of the cast. I leave it that way, but like I say, if you got some pretty bad rust somewhere, you can kind of smooth it out a little bit better with those sanding discs. But the wire wheels work the best, but they're dangerous to use. I hate using them on areas that have a lot of angles, in places that'll catch, because a friend of mine had one hit him in the face, and it scratched his face up really bad. And also, I know most of you probably know that they have a bad tendency of throwing them the little wire bristles. After you get done wire wheeling, you can look down at your pants or your shirt, or I've had one in my face before and didn't even know it, and they stick into you. Like I said, I like to use the sanding disc with the little pads. Small little wire wheel for getting in little tight areas like right in here on the inside of that frame where sanding disc would not be able to get. So then I have the bigger wire wheels for the disc grinder, and but that's the most dangerous to use. So I try not to use those unless I have to, unless I've got a real flat surface or something like that to. I know. And we've got a parade here coming up pretty soon. So I've got and it's pouring down rain right now. So I've got everything loaded up on the trailer. The chair, and it got wet, but got the Super C all shined up and ready to go, and I got the Cub level ready to go. So we'll be at the Roseville parade tomorrow. Hopefully, if it doesn't rain like it did on the Clayton parade today. But that's it on the 1950 Cub. The update. I'm putting the two-way plow together because in about 4 weeks, we've got a plow day in Conetoe, North Carolina, and that's down east, down 64 highway. And I know most of you have seen some of the videos I've done in the past of the Conetoe, so plow day, or Eddie Dale plow day they call it. So, but I'll get my other plow put back on once I get it painted, and I'll take this one off and go clean it up a little bit so it's halfway decent. And I think I've got my muffler a little too high. I need to cut about 5 or 6 inches off of it. So, but if you look in a lot of the archival photographs, Wisconsin Historical Society, which owns all the photographs for International Harvester, they had the collection. They own the collection. So, which if you'll notice, the Cubs had the had the mufflers up high, and that was for the driver. The exhaust would be out of the driver's face, so you would not be constantly breathing or get hit in the face with the exhaust or whatever. So, and like my other Cubs, see, it's down low, and that's what you see most everybody. Everybody's Cub looks like the lower exhaust, but that's just a little too high, and I'm gonna cut like I say, about 6 inches off of it to look a little bit better. It's supposed to be just a hair above the breather. From what I understand, the bottom clamp is supposed to be right, just a little bit above it. So, but all right, that's it on the 1950 Cub. All right, thanks.